There's a certain type of confidence that girls love, and there's 3 things you need to do to develop it. I used to be super shy and insecure, especially when it came to talking to any pretty girls. But now I can talk to any girl with ease. I've done that all simply by applying today's strategies, starting with what to do when girls get angry. I'm relaxing in bed with one of the most beautiful girls I've ever been with, and we start discussing some heated topics like gender roles. She starts getting snappy at some of my opinions, and I instantly just start laughing and thinking she was the cutest thing ever when she was getting mad. And then she was asking me, "Why are you laughing? This is not funny." And I just tell her my exact thoughts, which was that you're super cute when you get mad. And I wasn't taking anything she was saying too seriously with her snappy emotional reactions. And I was able just to disarm her and move past that and charm her up a little bit and switch subjects. And then she quickly got over it. And one thing I told her later on was that she needs a very confident guy if she wants to respect him and have a long-term relationship with any guy, that is, not even just me. And she 100% agreed, especially after that. It was so obvious that she really needs someone who is not going to react emotionally when she gets snappy, because she did have a snappy personality. And this is one of the first lessons that you need to learn, is that you cannot react emotionally to girls' shit tests. One of the best things you can do is laugh it off, be playful, but do not react and be reactive to anything that they say or do. If you're reactive to a girl's opinion, she's quickly gonna lose respect for you. You need to have a very strong masculine frame that is dominant, and it cannot be affected by just some girl's snappy opinion. That is not gonna go well in the long run. This next type of confidence will make girls fight for your attention. And I learned this lesson the hard way by doing the exact opposite. At 19, I got into a relationship by chance. This was by far the most beautiful girl to have ever shown interest in me, and I was absolutely ecstatic, and I thought that this was the best thing that ever happened to me in my entire life. So I clinged on to her immediately, and I wanted to spend every second of every day with her. And I was so attached to her. I told her every single one of my thoughts and feelings. And as you can imagine, this did not go well, and this relationship ended pretty quickly. The lesson here is that you need to be a little bit detached from the relationship. You cannot be obsessed with a girl and want to spend every single second with her, because she's quickly going to lose respect for you, and she's going to know that she can walk all over you. You need to be ready to walk away from the relationship if she crosses a line. And if she sees that you're not willing to do that through your actions, through what you're saying, like I was, she's just gonna lose respect for you, and this relationship's gonna go down the drain. And then if you do pull that line where you're like, "I'm ready to walk away" type of thing, she's not gonna care, because she's already lost respect and lost the attraction for you, and you're just gonna have lost this girl like I did. So it's so important that you stay a little detached and make sure that there's value on your attention, and that you're just confident in yourself as a whole, that if this girl would have crossed any boundaries, you would be ready to lose her at any second, and you know that you can get her replaced very quickly. This next strategy will showcase confidence without speaking a word. So about 5 months ago, I was at the club, and I was there with a girl, and we ended up having a conversation with 2 other girls who were sitting at our table across from us, and there was just a bunch of people around as well. I remember when I was sitting in the booth, it was a couch sort of setup. I was sitting with my arms back behind me. The girl who was sitting here was next to me. I was very relaxed, taking up a lot of space, just having the drink in front of me, staying very calm, not moving much, just holding intense eye contact with whoever I was speaking with. And one of the most important things that will showcase confidence is going to be your body language. You need to have your body language in alignment with your goals. This is one thing that took me a long time to develop, but developing it has been the highest return on investment thing I have ever done. And it's gonna showcase confidence more than anything that you can say or do. How you act is so much more important, and the way that you act is actually gonna be quite interesting, because even if you are nervous, but you act in a way that is confident, that is what's gonna be perceived of you. So early on, when I was first getting out there talking to girls, I was absolutely terrified. I would have deep anxiety within me, but I continued to practice acting the way that a confident person would act. And as a result, I was seen as such, until it just became my second nature, and the confident body language was just who I was as a person. So let me give you some tips on what not to do and what to do. So the worst things that you can do is not holding eye contact. If you are looking away, especially at the ground, that shows shame, that shows lack of self-worth and confidence, which is the complete opposite of what I'm teaching you to do here. So you want to hold intense eye contact, almost to the point where you feel uncomfortable. If you don't feel uncomfortable, or if you think you're making the other person feel uncomfortable, that's the degree that you want to take it to, because most of you are probably not even at the point where you're holding eye contact anywhere near long enough. When the other person's talking, hold eye contact 100% of the time. When you're talking, about 85. Take a break, occasionally look directly across their eyes and to the side. Take a little look off for a second and then come back. But that's all. You want to hold intense eye contact. The next thing's going to be a smile. If you're nervous and you're like, no one's going to be finding you attractive. You need to be relaxed. You need to be smiling. You need to be having a good time. Everyone wants to be around someone who's happy and relaxed and having a good time. It is that simple. There's nothing else to say about it. The next thing is going to be what you do with your hands. If you are fidgeting, if you are touching yourself and self-soothing, you are going to be seen as very insecure, especially if you're closing off. You're closing off with your hands, you're doing things like this. That is also not seen as confident. You want to be spread out, taking up as much space as possible. This is your world. This is your room. You're the king here. Take up space. When you're doing something with your hands, keep them still. Unless you're trying to speak and be animated, then you're going to want to keep your hands still. Whatever that means for you. I know a lot of people love to do the tape. The actual one that I know from a book I read is the most confident thing that you can express is holding your hands like this, fingertips touching. So I'll do this one. This is my thing. I sometimes do the tape, but I like to do my thing, which is this. You fold your fingertips together. You can place them on the table. I know you guys can't see it, but just imagine there's a table. You can place it like this on the table. It's a very confident thing to do. You can just put your hands down still, just resting on the table, but don't be moving them too much, especially when the other person's talking. It's a distraction, and it shows that you are focusing on your internal state instead of the other person, which is obviously not charismatic, as we've discussed many times on this channel. In terms of what else to do, really just keeping your shoulders, down and back, keeping your chest out, your head held high. But those are the key areas. If you can hold, good eye contact, be smiling, be relaxed, not fidget too much, and hold good posture, you're kind of covering the basics. So obviously, the opposite of those would be bad. Doing those things is good. Those are good baseline things to stay conscious of when you're in conversation with people. Think about what you're doing with your body language. Are you doing these things or are you not? And you can actually, have a journal, write down, during the conversation today, I actually wasn't looking at her that much. Okay, I need to improve eye contact. I was actually really nervous and wasn't smiling. I was fidgeting a bunch. Once you get conscious of it, you can start being aware of it and start actively changing it in the next conversations that you have. But it's so important that you make sure your body language is in alignment with your goals. And that is all for this video. So if you guys got value out of this, go ahead and subscribe right now. I'm gonna be teaching you how to become attractive to girls and get more dates. So if that sounds of interest to you, hit the subscribe button. And if you want my free course teaching you everything from mindset to having successful dates and everything in between, then that's going to be linked below. Go ahead and check that out. Have a great day, everyone. See you guys in the next video.